Next. There are many different methods to execute the task of designing the client's dream and its subsequent construction. Most importantly, choosing the most appropriate method of procurement for a project is very crucial in order to successfully carry out a project. Hence, you must require professional advice from a consultant team. There are 3 different methods of procurement that are commonly used in Malaysia, which is the traditional method, the design and build method, and also the management contracting. We have chosen the management contracting method to implement in this particular project, and here is why. Next. So first thing first, before choosing the most suitable procurement method, we have to determine the selection of the procurement path. The selection criteria that are identified as most common criteria influencing the choice of procurement method are time, quality level, and price certainty. You then have to identify which of the 3 elements are your top priorities, as it is impossible to have all 3 simultaneously. Next. So in this project, the client urges to have a full-on control of the design and the flexibility of future changes throughout the project. The client also wishes the project to finish within 40 months, which is before the SEA Games. So considering that this is a very complex and a large-scale project, the management contracting offers the shortest time for the design and construction phase to compare with the other 2 methods. The reason is because the construction starts early on site and the contractor is involved before commitment to invest by contributing his input, which will increase the specialization of the supply chain that will enhance the quality of the project. Moreover, the time of the construction can be cut shorter as this method proceeds at the design stage and the construction activities in parallel. So for example, the detailed design can be left to proceed in parallel with the site operation, thus reducing the time needed before the project starts on site. On the other hand, the traditional method is not appropriate and not recommended due to the separate sequential processes of design and construction, where the construction work only commences after the design is fully completed. Thus, it takes a longer period for completion of the project. Next. The next priorities for this project is having a full-on control of the design. Management contracting allows you to have a considerable degree of flexibility on design matters. Because of its flexibility, it allows you to change the design during construction because drawings and methods of detail can be adjusted and finalized as the work proceeds. So this would not be possible with traditional method as the design is finalized before the commencement of work, and it is difficult for the client to request changes in design during the construction. Furthermore, the management contracting method also enables a higher degree of client involvement with the design, as more risks are taken by the client and needs a hands-on control. However, with the design and build method, the responsibilities of design and construction works are fully taken by the contractor, hence reducing the involvement and inputs of the client in design. Therefore, since the client wishes to have a full control of the design, the management contracting method is really suitable to implement in this project. And now I would like to pass my time to Win.
Thanks, Amelia. From the clear explanation from Amelia, we can know that the traditional and design and build are out of our recommendation. Thus, there are only management methods left. Since the clients only want to deal with a key members of this project, the management contracting methods is suitable for him. In this method, the client will employ his own consultant teams and a management contractor, and he will only enter into contract with them. The management contractor will split the construction works into several work packages, which will be done by the several subcontractors. The contractor is responsible for managing in work and also in dealing with the subcontractors. And there will also be a contract placed between the contractor and the subcontractors. Therefore, the client do not have to deal with so many parties with this method. The reason why we do not recommend the construction management methods is because the client himself will be directly responsible and need to deal with the work packages subcontractors. And the and the construction manager is only responsible in managing the work. So the client will have to get himself involved into a contractor relationship, not only with his own consultant teams, the construction manager, but also the subcontractors in this method. Therefore, the construction management is not appropriate for the clients as there are too many parties for him to deal with. Next. The management contracting method is actually the most expensive one among all the procurement methods because there is no contract sum established before the commencement of the works. The price may increase as this method offers flexibility for the clients to have changes in design. However, it is not a big issue since the client has a flexible budget and the procurement drivers for this project is focused on time and quality rather than the cost. So this is why the management contracting is recommended in this project and it satisfies all the requirements for the clients. Next, I will pass to Hatim for the tendering methods.
Thank you. We'll be talking about the two-stage selective tendering method, which allows suppliers to submit tenders by invitation. Initial process is known as pre-qualification stage. Contractors who are qualified will then be included in the final tender list and invited to the tender job. Employers and consultants will also consider the size of the company, the grade class, past experience, reputation, workmanship, management skills, and so on. Next, I'll be talking about the advantages and the disadvantage of stage selective tendering. First, I will start with the advantages, which are more flexible proposals, does not have to be completely designed and priced before procuring. Chances of default is minimized. Tenderers are selected based upon their experience and capacity of company profile submitted. Tenderers has better understanding. The lesser the risk of implementation of the contract, better quality of workmanship. Cooperative approach produces more significant communication with the client. Time for appointment for a contractor is short. Engagement of the contractor would be beneficial to the client. Disadvantages are tendering process takes a longer time. Selection process of the tenderers is through the qualification stage and then the pre-qualification stage. Risk of price escalation. Competition gets more intense in the second stage since all tenderers compete to win with the tender bid. Lesser opportunities for smaller companies. Selection of tenderers are highly qualified ones. Next, I'll be passing it on to Chamira.
Thank you, Hatim. Now I'll be talking about contract arrangement. The contract arrangement that will be suitable for the given scenario is the traditional method. As a given project needs to be built with high quality of work, since the client has full control of the process of the design and able to introduce any changes during the process of the project. The traditional method is widely used in the construction project. From the diagram, it can be seen that the client will nominate consultant team that consists of consultant architect, consultant QS, consultant engineers to design the project and arrange documents like bills of quantities, drawings, and work schedules. After completion of the consultant's work, the contractor will be chosen through bidding. As usual, contractors will need to hand in tenders for the project. Next. There are several types of traditional method, which is the lump sum contract, measurement contract, and cost reimbursement contract, which we chose for our given scenario. Next. First and foremost, we will say that lump sum contract is not appropriate to be used in this scenario, as it presents a greater risk to the contractor. Besides, the client wants the construction work to start before the completion of the design. However, by using this contract, the project needs to be designed thoroughly before begin the work. Apart from that, the construction progress of lump sum contract may take longer time than the other types of contract, which can say it is not suitable for the mentioned scenario as the client wishes to complete the project with the shortest period of time. Next. To add on, the reason why the measurement contract is not suitable because it is normally used in the project that the design is described in reasonable detail, but the cost is not, where the total sum of the project is not settled until the project is completely done.
Next is because delay in contractor's payment might happen since the measurement assessment takes a longer time to prepare. The given scenario requires a very short timeline to complete the project, which is why payment must be given on time. On the, on the other hand, the risk that the client faces is relatively high because there might be unknown events happen since the cost of the project is also unspecified. In addition, it is not an easy task to control and update on the projected project. Meanwhile, the given requirement mentioned that the client wanted to have full control of the project. Next. The type that fits the given scenario is cost reimbursement contract, where it is a contract in which the contractor is reimbursed for the actual cost of completing the work in addition with a fee that stands for profit. The cost reimbursement contract is used for projects where variability is needed, such as there is uncertainty in the scope of work, the risk of the job is high, or the cost cannot be estimated. For example, emergency work like repair work or any building failures that could happen. Based on the given requirements, the uncertainty comes from whether it can be completed on time or not. The risk is from the short timeline to complete the project, which only been given 4 years, and the cost is from the budget of the whole project and the high cost of land, which located at Golden Triangle, Kuala Lumpur. Now I'm going to pass my time to Ashley.
Thank you, Chang. Now I move on to the advantages of cost reimbursement contract. The great thing about cost reimbursement contract for the contractor is that it can manage this project where the design or the scope of work is not fully set out yet, and also having a chance to have an extra profit if performance is well. Not only that, but it also brings advantages to the client, such as lower chances of encounter the project being overbid, higher quality of work higher quality of work as the contractor has the incentive to hire the best workers and use the best materials. The final cost could be less than a fixed price contract because contractor does not have to cover the risk of higher price of material costs, also to have more insights and oversee the work of the project. Next. Cost reimbursement contracts can be structured in several forms such as cost plus fixed fee contract, cost plus incentive fee contract, cost plus award fee contract, cost plus percentage of cost contract, and also cost sharing contract. Next. However, according to the given scenario, the most suitable type of cost reimbursement contract would be cost plus award fee contract. Cost plus award fee is a contract that the contractor will be rewarded based on the work performed. The amount of fee is determined by an evaluation following the criteria defined in a contract and shall generally be non-negotiable. If the client is not satisfied with the performance, the fee will not be charged to the contractor. Likewise, an increased fee may be given to the contractor if they meet or even exceed the standard of performance. Next. Why choose cost plus award fee contract? Based on the scenario, we can assume that the mentioned scenario is an enormous project. A cost reimbursement contract is normally used when the performance, delivery time, or quality is a much greater concern than the cost. Cost plus award fee contract can said to be the most suitable type of cost reimbursement contract in this scenario, as developing a huge project is often too risky and unpredictable. This contract benefits the client in a way that a successful outcome can be secured as it motivates the contractor to produce a satisfactory result. Next. Now I'll move on to the advantages of using cost plus award fee contract. First, we can say that it is very flexible as the amount given to the contractor is based on his or her performance. A higher fee will be provided if the performance of the contractor exceeds the standard of the client. Clients are able to receive better quality services, management services, and expertise can be procured. Besides, the contract also provides an incentive to the contractor in order for him or her to create a better outcome. Not only that, positive relationship between the client and contractor can be built because the good performance will be recompensed. Apart from that, since the reward is directly linked to both the performance and evaluation of that performance, better communication between the client and contractor may be established. In conclusion, in order to fulfill the request of the client, we chose contract management for procurement method, two-stage selective for tendering method, and cost plus award fee contract for contract arrangement based on the given scenario as a consultant class. That's all from us. Thank you.